All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. We are looking at week 13's reflection of how the week went. And I gotta say, it went well. It was exactly what it needed to be. If we look back at it and you're like, well, there was no like big workout or like one specific thing in this week that like really was like, oh man, I'm fit right now. But it was one of those weeks where it was just the total volume and the total body of work for the week that really was like, okay, we're doing good. We're kind of where we need to be. We're doing what we got to do. Um, this was geared up to be my heaviest week total through the entire buildup. The goal was about 75 miles. Ended up cutting it a little bit down. Ended up being just over 70, so still very close to that number, but not quite what it was geared up to be. Um, but if we kind of look at it, like it was what it needed to be, like I said. And I gotta say, like weeks like this were weeks that I'm starting to appreciate the nuance of marathon training more and more. Okay, I'm really appreciating kind of the difference in training that marathon is, even over like 10K training. Because I was kind of thinking about this late in the week, just kind of with how I felt and everything. This buildup, I can think of maybe once or twice that I was sore, like after a weight session, but that was it. I'm used to the type of training where I hit the track, I do some certain workout, and I get done the next day. I'm like, oh man, my calves are shredded. This is sore, that's sore, and I've never had that in this buildup really. The big takeaway that I kind of am starting to realize is marathon training. I'm just tired all the time. I'm never sore. I'm just always tired, and hungry, very hungry. Lots of food. But with like normal like other training like 5K, 10K, steeplechase, mile, like the shorter stuff, I was never really like exhausted as much. Yeah, I was tired at the end of the week, and there are definitely days I'm like, oh, I need this rest day, but it was more soreness issues than it was tired issues. So that's one of the big things that I'm really starting to appreciate more and more as we go into this training and getting very close to race day. And I'm at this point now where, like I said, we just finished week 13. We're heading into week 14, which means we have 14, 15, and then race week. Like this is 3 weeks left. I'm really excited because I know that how tired I am right now should be about as tired as I'm going to be throughout the entire build-up, and things should only start feeling better and feeling more ready to go as we get closer to the race. So, yay! I'm excited for that. Hopefully that works out the way we expect. So, but we'll see. But okay, with all that being said, let's get into the week that was. Let's look back at. Let's start off with on Monday. I knew this was gonna be a heavy week of volume. So I was like, hey, you know what? In order to hit that volume, I'm gonna need to double a little bit. So Monday, I was like, you know what? We're just gonna start the week off right, and we're gonna do a little double. Did a little easy jog in the morning. Ran with my wife when she got home. Got 12 for the day. Felt fine. Felt pretty easy and under control. We move on Tuesday, just an easy aerobic run, nothing major there to write home about. Most of my aerobic runs were like 10 miles. Again, in order to get that total volume, majority of my runs were that hour plus throughout the week. So just with that kind of being said, Wednesday was really the only big workout of the week. When I say workouts, a couple other days I would do like strides after the run or little things like that. But this was like the real like key workout of the week. Tempo run. I did 2x4K, so about 2.5 miles per, so 5 miles total of tempo effort throughout the whole thing. And I gotta say, I felt good. Going into it, like I was saying, I'm at that point right now in training where I'm just tired and whatnot. And so going into it, I was warming up, I was doing my drills, and I was tired. Legs felt fine. I mean, the legs were fine. It was just I was like sleepy tired. If that's the best way to kind of put it. Um, whether it be just the total volume that I'm doing, maybe I'm not getting quite enough calories, whatever else is going on. But yeah, I was just kind of sleepy going into that. But workout went well. Felt really, really comfortable at these paces, and figuring that these paces are probably, let's see here, 20, 30, 40 to 45 seconds faster. I'd say about 40 seconds faster than my goal marathon pace, for this tempo run. And so for me to feel comfortable doing that, man, it's gonna make marathon pace feel real good. Um, but yeah, so kind of doing a little bit of that. Got through that. A couple more days of just aerobic running, and then the big long run for the week. That was the other big component that we got through. This week, back on the trails. This was our last trail run of the build up. Next week's going to be our last big long run on the roads, and then we'll do a shorter long run and then race days. So this was nice. It was just 3 hours on the feet. The key thing there was just kind of like, hey, making sure that I'm taking in fluids, make sure that I'm taking in nutrition, and just kind of working on a lot of that stuff, not really worrying about how fast I'm going or how far I went. It was just purely go out there, run for 3 hours, work on nutrition, be done. The good thing about it was being out there for 3 hours. That is 15 minutes longer than what I'm hoping to hit for the marathon. And so just being out there for that amount of time was good for the psyche leading into the race. Having that component of like, okay, I can run for 3 hours. Like I've done it. My legs felt fine after it. Granted, it was a very low intensity run. We're out, doing a lot of trails, doing a lot of hill climbing, things of those sorts. And I think we were averaging like 9-minute plus pace for the whole thing. Granted, we had probably close to 2,000 feet of elevation gain, over those 3 hours. So it was definitely a lot of climbing and, a couple spots to get a little bit technical and whatnot. So definitely going to slow down decent amount for those. But yeah, it was good. I'm glad we did it. Like I said, that's going to be our longest run for time. Next week should be our longest run for distance through the build up leading into the marathon. And then Sunday, a nice easy run. I will kind of comment, going back just a little bit. Sunday, actually, I guess we're not going back, but Sunday, the last run of the week, I originally had 10 miles on the docket. I originally was like, yep, we're going to do 10 miles, and that should round me out to 75 miles for the week. And I woke up that morning, and I was like, you know what? 10 seems like a little much. I'm tired. 7 to 8 it is. And then I started the run, and I was like, you know what? Today we're doing 6. So just by having that ability to have that foresight of being like, hey, let's look at big picture. What's 4 miles going to do in the grand scheme of things? Not a whole lot. Having a little bit of extra rest is going to be big, especially after something like that. It would have been nice to have that 75-mile number at the end of my training log for the week, but whatever. It is what it is. Like, it's, again, those 4 miles aren't going to make the biggest difference, but I needed a little bit more rest, so I'm taking a little more rest. And that's going to kind of lead us into next week, where it's going to be a down week a little bit. I'm dropping my volume down a little bit. Intensity is going to go up just a hair. But that's going to be my last week of really much of substance before we head into the marathons. So, yeah, so that was the week. Let's kind of kick us off with the final three. The good. I felt fine. Everything went well. My body held up well. Like I said, I was tired, but that was about it. But the week we accomplished the goal for the week. Um, you know, we had that long run. We hit the higher volume. We got through it. No injuries, nothing like that. So that was awesome. Consistency is the key to getting better. So, yay. Um, the bad. I mean, realistically, I'm just tired. That's really the worst part about this is I'm just super tired from the week. I'm not sure if that's lack of sleep. I'm not sure if that's lack of food, hydration. What I'm gonna really hunker down on those things a little bit more this upcoming week, just to make sure that as we head into the marathon, I'm really fully recovered, rejuvenated, ready to go. But yeah, just kind of and again, it's not like my legs are super heavy. I'm just sleepy, type tired. Um, so that was kind of the worst of it. Nothing too bad. And then goal for next week. Um, the goal for next week is just to start feeling better. I just want to feel better next week than I did at the end of this week. Not because anything went wrong. It's just part of the ebbs and flows of training, right? We have areas of higher volume, areas of higher intensity, which means that our body gets more and more tired and fatigued, and we need that rest to come back out of it, and we kind of ebb and flow through the training cycle. This is really, at this point, we've done a lot of work up to this point, especially this last week, and the week before. And so, because we had a lot higher intensity the week before. And so that means that we're going to be at some of our lowest lows. And so these next 3 weeks are really coming out of that trench, feeling better, and really being ready to go race day. So that's the goal for next week, is just to feel better about where I'm at, where my fitness is. Because again, as I recover, my fitness is, I'm going to feel more and more fit. I'm not doing anything bigger. I'm not doing anything harder. I'm just getting my body rejuvenated and ready to go and able, like we kind of talked about before, it's the ability to withstand the stressors put on it, which leading up to this race, that's a big stress. So I need my body to be at 100% and ready to go. At this point, there's nothing over these next 3 weeks, no matter what I do, I'm not going to get fitter by doing more work. I'm going to get fitter by letting my body absorb all the work that I've done, feeling good, make sure that I don't get any injuries, make sure I'm on the starting line healthy and ready to go. So, all right, I'm excited for next week. Hopefully you guys are excited too. Hopefully this whole thing has been a nice build up. So, all right, until next time, happy running. I'll see you guys later.